Hey folks, welcome to my stay-at-home workout. First day back this week, so that means it's squat day. But before we get into that, I'll show you what equipment I'm working with. It's very little today. I've just got my mat here, and then I've got a 10-pound ball for my weight. And that's actually all we're gonna need today. So if you have something similar, that's gonna work great. Dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever, it doesn't matter. And the weight, actual amount of weight is up to you. All right, before we get started on those bigger lifts, we're gonna do a little bit of core bracing to make sure our core is engaged and ready to go. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, nice simple one, we're just gonna do some dead bugs here. Okay, so we're gonna get on your back. You're gonna have your arms reaching up like that, your knees bent like so. You wanna keep your lower back ribs stuck to the ground throughout the entirety of this exercise. And also your shoulder blades should be back rather than protracted forward, okay? We're basically reaching out with the opposite arm and opposite leg here, like so. Just like that, okay? And we're gonna do 10 per side. You wanna keep resetting that breath, keep taking big bracing breaths, 360 degrees around that spine, sticking those back ribs to the ground, especially when you reach out with those legs. Your spine is gonna wanna arch a little bit. See how I just popped that lumbar spine up? You wanna keep that pressed down, okay? All right, let's go. 1, 2, you should hear that tightness in my voice. 3, that's because I'm maintaining tightness in the core. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, the other core exercise we're gonna do today to pair with that, we're gonna hit some obliques with this one. We're gonna do some side planks. We're also gonna add a little bit of adduction, which are adductors and abductors are those little muscles in your hips here, and the adductors are the ones that make your knees closer together. So we're gonna get a little bit of that work in there, and it's gonna feel like a nice little workout for the inner thigh. Basically what we're doing here, this is kind of an advanced side plank variation, so it's a little tough for you. Just put that other leg down and do a classic side plank, no worries. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna keep this upper arm straight up and down. My elbow is anchoring me on the ground here. I'm gonna bridge up at the hips. You notice only my top leg is supporting me, and I'm gonna point that toe sort of up and tighten up that leg. I'm making sure my spine is neutral, my ribs are down, and I'm a straight line from the bottom of that foot to the top of my head. My thighs are parallel, but I got this knee bent, and what am I doing here? As I squeeze in with this elbow towards my torso and keep this area tight, I'm driving that knee forward for reps. So we're gonna do 10 of these, okay? 1, 2, 3. We wanna do that without compromising that neutral spine. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're just gonna change the whole orientation here. Do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, so we're bridging up, make sure that spine's neutral, nice straight line to the top of the head, ribs down, squeezing in here with the elbow, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And relaxing. All right, we're gonna do one more round of each of those, okay? A little sip of water if you need it. All right, one more time with those dead bugs. Remember, the most important thing here is keeping these lower back ribs glued to the ground at all times, okay? All right, big bracing breath to start. Reaching, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, one more time on those side planks with that knee drive, okay? Once again, squeezing this elbow in towards your torso is going to tighten up this area. Actually going to make the side plank feel a lot better and a lot stronger. Also make sure that you're not sort of dipping down and hanging out on this shoulder blade here. Have it nice and protracted, nice and strong here, okay? All right, and point that toe up. That's another little tip. I'm gonna bridge up at the hips, make sure we're in a nice straight line. All right, core tight, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, switching over, the other side, same thing, get in the position here, nice straight line, ribs down, squeezing in with the elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's relax. All right, guys, if you have been watching these videos so far, you know we kind of have a set routine that we do. Changing things up a little bit. As of this week, going to be focusing more on hypertrophy, so muscle growth rather than muscular endurance. So in that case, we are going to be doing sets of 8 rather than sets of 10. We're also going to be adding tempo, so we're really going to be slowing down certain parts of the movements and going to make them a lot more intense without actually adding any weight, because I don't have a tons of weight in this apartment. It's a small little place and I don't keep a lot of equipment here, and some of you probably have a similar scenario going on. So that probably all sounds a little bit complicated, but don't worry, I'm just going to show it to you, walk you through it. All you're going to have to do is follow along. So we're actually reducing the number of exercises. We're going to hit 3 exercises. Still going to be squat day, but we're not going to hit all 4 of the big movement patterns. It's going to be more of a lower body focus, okay? And we're going to do 3 sets of everything, just so you all know. That part will not change. All right, so first exercise is just going to be a goblet squat, but we're going to add tempo element to it. We're also going to add a little bit of a pause to it. Okay, so first you're going to find your squat stance. Okay, first things first here. Now hop up and down. All right, you just land, twist out your heels, you twist out your toes. That's more or less going to be your squat stance, probably a little bit wider than shoulder width, probably a little bit of toe flare there. All right, that's just a little hint in case you don't know your squat stance. All right, it's no big deal. All right, so from here, I'm going to hold that weight goblet style. So I'm tucking that ball to my chest. I got my elbows tucked in. Now the tempo part is I'm going to go down really slowly on a 4 count. I'm actually going to count it out for you the first few times. So we're going to lower really slowly without compromising form, without letting the core pitch forward. We're going to stay in that nice tight form. We're just going to slow everything down. It's going to make things quite a bit more difficult. Then when we get to the bottom, we're going to pause. We're going to hang out there for a 2 count. And then we're going to come up basically on a 1 count. So we're just going to come up like fast, like a normal squat. All right? The whole time I want you to keep the core tight, the spine neutral, and push those knees out, 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 okay? All right, big bracing breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's hang out here. 1, 2, up. And that's 1, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, up. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, up. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. Slow, 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 slow. Pause, pause. 5. Really dig into the ground with those big toes and little toes. Keep that core tight. And that's 8. You can see how just playing with the timing there makes things quite a bit more difficult, eh? Okay, the second exercise we're going to do, going to be a little bit of a hip hinge going on. We're also going to add some timing elements. So you want something like a bench or a couch or a bed or a chair, something that's not going to move on you. We're going to do some one-legged glute thrusts here. You may have seen me do these ones before. So I've got my couch here just beneath my shoulder blades. It's nice and comfy there, okay? I'm going to take my weight here. You don't have to use a weight, but I'm gonna, and you know, up to you. If it's your first time, you don't have to do it for sure. I'm just going to lay that ball comfortably in my lap, like so. Now, the idea here is I'm bridging up at the hips, and I'm going to tighten up that core, tighten up those glutes. I'm basically doing a little hip thrust. Number one cue, my eyes are always down on my hips, so I'm not looking up there because I'll bridge up too high and get into my lower back. I don't want to do that. But we're going to make this a little more challenging, and you may know what's coming next. I'm going to get one leg just out of the picture. All right, so these are going to be one-legged thrusts, but the form is the same. All right, so in terms of tempo, we're going to lower, not quite in a 4 count because we just don't have that big of a range of motion with this. So it's going to be a nice slow 2. We're going to come up, and we're going to pause at the top. And when we pause at that top, we're just going to squeeze the crap out of our glutes. Okay, so we'll start up here. It'll be like this, all right? 1, 2, and 1. 1, 2, and 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. Slow, slow. Hold it for 5. Slow, slow. 6. 7. One more. 8. All right, now we're switching legs. You see how much more difficult that is, right? When you slow things down, it's a great way to get more bang for your buck when you're not working with a ton of weight, okay? Same thing on the other side. We're gonna start up here, slow, slow. That's 1. 2. 3. You feel your knee coming in, push it out. 4. Core tight, eyes down. 5. 6. 7. 8. And relax. All right, last one we're going to do a little bit of a upper body push variation. So we're going to do some tricep push-ups, what I like to call them. You might have heard them called like diamond push-ups, triangle push-ups, whatever. That just refers to the position of your hands. So basically, I usually do my classic push-ups like this. We're going to bring the elbows in. We're going to have the hands close together, so we're accentuating the triceps on this push-up. And same thing with the tempo. You guessed it, we're lowering on a 4 count. We're not going to pause at the bottom for this one. We're going to come up on like a 1 count, so pretty fast, and then we're just going to keep doing the same thing. So no pauses here, but we are going to slow down that lower. Okay? What you want here is a straight line through the top of your head from the bottom of your feet. You want your core super tight. You don't want to let that midsection sag. All right, so let's address the ground. You can use an elevated surface if ground push-ups are a little tough for you. I'm going to screw the base of my palms like into the ground like that. You see how that tightens up the lats? I'm really going to pull myself down, nice and slow and controlled. I can't just like let myself lower because then my midsection will sag. So I got to kind of pull myself down. So that lat tightness is really going to help here. Okay? Nice straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Slow, 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 slow. 4. Slow, 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 slow. 5. 6. 7. 8. All right, that's one set. We're gonna do 2 more rounds like that. Little breather, little water. So you can see we take familiar exercises that we can do like 10 or 12 of those at a faster tempo, a lot easier than we can do 8 slowed down, right? So that's a way that we increase the intensity and also introduce a little bit of variety into the workout, which never hurts. All right, so what we're gonna do here in about 30 seconds, we're gonna get right back into those tempo pause goblet squats, whatever you wanna call them. Really, it's just a goblet squat, but you're playing with the variables. And then we'll hit the other 2 exercises right after that. Not so much explanation this time. Gonna keep things going a little bit quicker, and we're gonna work that cardio in there as well, okay? All right, you're gonna find that squat stance. Remember, you really wanna clamp down with the big toe, little toe on both feet with this. That's gonna help with balance, all right? Because especially when you're going down slow, balance becomes a little bit of an issue. You kind of want to rock back on the heels, or maybe you want to pitch forward by really clamping down, having a solid base of support there with the feet. That's going to help you maintain the proper position, okay? All right, Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause, pause. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, one-legged glute thrust coming up. We're gonna go maybe down on a 3 count this time. We're really gonna take advantage of that range of motion. We're gonna dip down nice and low, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. A little squeeze at the top. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, switching it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relax in there. We're gonna move into these nice, slow tricep push-ups, screwing the base of our palms into the ground. Nice straight line to the top of the head. Super tight core. Pulling ourselves down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And relaxing. I'm going to take a little bit of a longer break this time. When we're going after hypertrophy, which is that muscle growth, we actually want to allow a little bit more rest after a superset like that. It's not about exhausting yourself. It's about having a little bit left in the tank. And by increasing this time under tension, we're helping get after that hypertrophy goal too. You guys can look all that stuff up. There's tons of information about the science of this stuff free online. It's so easy to get these days. So I won't bore you with that stuff here. Just point you in the right direction. We're going to go in about 20 seconds. It's going to be our last superset here. It's very hot in this apartment, so I'm happy it's going to be the last one. All right, we're just going to stay nice and tight throughout all these movements, okay? Remember your cues. I like to take a nice wide squat stance. You might notice mine is quite a bit wider than shoulder width, but everybody's is different. That's just sort of a general guide that I was giving you, okay? So find what works for you. All right, let's get nice and tight. Gonna lower on that 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Last one. That's 8. Nice work. We're gonna hit that last set of these now. Nice and slow on the way down. I can't stress eyes on the hips enough. It's super, super important. Doesn't mean you have to crank your neck. You can relax the neck and sort of be looking down over your cheekbones. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Little pause. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. All right. Same deal. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. All right. This is it, folks. Just the push-ups. And then we're done. All right, screwing the base of the palms in the ground. Nice straight line. Nice tight core. We're going to draw ourselves down on a 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Last one. Whew. The last one was a tough one. Okay, that's it for today, folks. Like I said, if I didn't say it this way, I'm saying it this way now. Recovery, super important, especially when you're focused on building muscle. So take it easy after this. Once you cool down, get yourself some protein, and I will see you tomorrow for some different stuff. All right, take care. Thank you.